Now, for 18 years across the world, Pep Guardiola has been known for his possession-based tiki-taka style of football. But for the first time in 18 years, Pep Guardiola is beginning to change. And I feel like this change is very complimentary for the profiles he has at Manchester City. Also, some of Pep Guardiola's key principles have remained in terms of being calm, being composed in possession, moving the opposition and then pouncing on the space that they create. But also the high press, you could see it today against Liverpool. Ever since the final in the Carabao against Arsenal, I feel like Pep Guardiola has come across this new blueprint when it comes to pressing the opposition. Be aggressive, outnumber them in their own first phase when playing out of the back, and force them to play the risky pass. Because when you force them into the risky pass, if it goes wrong, you've now got that numerical advantage in the final third where it automatically becomes 4v3 and you can hurt the opposition. And you can really hurt them when you've got a profile like Rayan Cherki. I love Rayan Cherki. I think every football fan, every football purist loves Rayan Cherki. He's a silky, elegant, technically gifted, but on top of everything, he's an entertainer. And for me, I look at Pep Guardiola and I say, he's looking at Cherki and he's thinking, I'm the person, you're the catalyst that the ball needs to go through. You're the person that needs to start play. You're the person that everything needs to go through. Because for me, when you look at Manchester City, especially today against Liverpool, Cherki had this free role where off the ball, he set up alongside Erling Haaland in this 4-2-4 shape where, like I mentioned earlier, it forces Liverpool into that risky pass, albeit down the channel or albeit centrally. If they make a mistake, if somebody underhits or overhits a pass, if somebody can't control a ball, Cherki, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland, all ready to pounce. But at the same time, when you look at those attackers, they're all very diverse in a sense where Cherki wants to dribble, he wants to carry the ball, he wants to take on a man. Erling Haaland wants to attack the space in behind. Doku can be similar to Haaland, but he can also be similar to Cherki where give me the ball to feet, let me take you on. And Semenyo has shown he's a final action player where get me the ball in the final third, I'll put the ball into the back of the net. How many goals has Semenyo scored so far ever since January? 10? Has he cracked 10 double-digit goals for Manchester City? I wouldn't be surprised if so. If not, he's very close to cracking double-digit goals. So for me, when you look at the performance today against Manchester City from the 4-2-4 press, which caused Liverpool so many mistakes and it allowed Manchester City to regain possession, to also, especially when you look at the goal that Semenyo scored towards the end of the game, this is where Pep is beginning to change after 18 years, which is so many times throughout the years you've seen Pep Guardiola's teams, Manchester City, at times even being labelled as boring because they want to make the extra pass. They want to invite pressure and they want the opposition to press, and then that's where they can create space and exploit them. But for the first time this season, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, you guys are more than happy to play vertical. You guys are more than happy to try that 40, 50 yard diagonal. You guys are more than happy to, rather than making 3, 4, 5 passes and gradually getting the ball higher up the field, you guys are ready to get the ball higher up the field within 2 passes. And it works and it's complementary because O'Reilly, he's technical but physical. Semenyo, he's technical but physical. Doku, technical but physical. Haaland, very physical. So you've got all of those profiles leading the press, leading the charge, and then you've got the more technical midfielders in Cherki, Bernardo Silva, Rodri. I think it's a game changer. And in my opinion, I've always said, Erling Haaland is a player where when you look at his time at Borussia Dortmund, he benefited a lot from the high line. He benefited a lot from this Borussia Dortmund team playing on the front foot, playing very, very vertical because physically he's a demon. He's a freak of nature, this dude physically. Nobody can outmuscle him. Nobody can beat him in a foot race. Utilize that physicality. Utilize his physicality. And if anything, when you utilize his physicality, you minimize his deficiencies, which are technically playing with your back to goal, giving and going. So when I saw the goal today against Liverpool, I was like, Pep is beginning to change. Because 5 years ago, Pep would have forced this team to make 4, 5, 6 passes and gradually get the ball higher up the field. But when you play like that, you give the opposition time to get back into their own defensive shape. So for the first time in 18 years, you're beginning to see this change. And for me, the catalyst behind it all is Rayan Cherki. I just think a player that can play centrally, that's composed, that can beat the opposition press. But on top of everything, he's creative. He's not just the ball circulator. Cherki, give me the ball in the first phase. I can handle the pressure. There was a moment today in the second half. HAJJBALL, Florian Wirtz, all flying at him. He's in his own box. He's calm, he's composed, he spots his passes. In midfield, he can help and build up. In the final third, he knows how to put the ball into the back of the net. He knows how to create a goal-scoring opportunity. And on top of everything, he's one of those players where if you give him a free role, he will excel. Whether it's out wide on the left, out wide on the right, alongside Erling Haaland, dropping in against Rodri. Rayan Cherki, for me, is the catalyst of Manchester City ever since the Carabao Cup final, they've just looked different. There's a different swagger to them. And that's why, for me, I look at them and I say, from now till the end of the season, if there's one team that can go unbeaten, if there's one team that can go and clinch every piece of silverware that's still available to them, it is Manchester City. And for me, it's just this hybrid approach of playing on the front foot, but being calm and being composed. But on top of everything, having profiles that all complement one another on the field. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Catch you on another one.